Achievement number 3 is a challenge that is off the scale in bravery. Now, back in 2011, Helen attempted to become the first person to ever high wire walk between the chimneys of Battersea Power Station.
Vast and exposed. I'm going to attempt to walk from that chimney to this one on a wire no wider than this 10p piece. It's 150 metres long, 66 metres in the air, and it is without doubt the scariest thing I have ever taken on. Welcome to the world of Highwire. It's an art that developed thousands of years ago, performed in the highest and scariest places. Only a few highly trained people in the world dare do it, and unlike me, some without even a safety harness. High wire walking takes years to learn. I first stepped on a wire just 3 months ago. I start my training on a low, tight wire, but there's more falling than walking.
So annoying.
Next, I head to France to train with world-famous high wire walker Jade Kinder-Martin. What a wake-up call that is.
This is hard.
I have to get to grips with a heavy balance pole and the pain of falling off.
Oh no, come on now.
After a few weeks of specialist training, I finally complete an 80-metre long wire 20 metres up. Ta-da! But that's small scale compared to what I'm facing now.
Seriously, what was I thinking? I'm gonna walk on that. Oh, it's so windy.
This is it. Get you one chance.
Come on, Helen.
When you're ready, Helen. It's in your hands.
Okay.
Keep your eyes out in front. Move your fingers. One step in front of the other. That's how we get to the other side. I've got you in my ear now so I can hear you. Relax your shoulders. There you go. Pull your arms in.
The wire is wobbling and I know I'm doing it. I need to take control.
I don't think there's an easier or harder part in the whole walk, but she's looking good. She was a little nervous, kind of where am I, what am I doing up here? Now she knows where she is.
The wind is really starting to pick up and I feel totally exposed.
Oh, wind. Please go away.
As the uphill gets steeper, my arms are burning. I know I'm almost there, but I daren't look up. I need to focus more than ever.
anything like that. That was absolutely incredible. Well done, Helen.
Genuinely, anything to do with balance, I'm terrible at, so well done. We're getting close to our top spot. In at number 2 is Helen Skelton once again with her incredible trek to the South Pole.
Yes, this saw Helen cross 500 miles to the South Pole on skis, kite skis and an ice bike.
And it was the first time a bike has ever been used in an attempt to reach the pole.
Antarctica, the coldest, windiest and driest place on Earth. It's twice as cold as your deep freeze. It will also be Helen's home for the next 6 weeks. Helen has travelled to Antarctica with her Norwegian teammate, world champion kite skier Nicholas Norman.
3, 2, 1.
On the 4th of January, in blazing sun but temperatures of -20, their challenge begins. But after just a matter of minutes, it's clear that riding a bike on snow, pulling all of their essential equipment, is going to be a whole lot harder and slower than they ever feared.
Nicholas, you love that bike, don't you?
I hate the bike.
Their speed is about 2 miles an hour. Helen and Nicholas need to do 25 miles a day to get to the pole on time.
Is that really comfier?
On day 1, they're already 10 miles short. But the travelling isn't the end of their hard work.
What makes this a bit more difficult is at the start and end of each day, you take down a tent and then you put up a tent. It's full on this, isn't it? It's day 2 and the wind is strong, as you can see, so we are going to try and kite and make up the mileage that we lost yesterday.
So Helen, under the expert guidance of a kite skiing world champion Nicholas, takes to the kite.
There's something so rewarding about this. You know, you're moving forward at a pace, not using an engine, not using any petrol. I can see why the Norwegian prefers this to cycling.
For the next 4 days, they make great progress. In this time, they rack up 145 miles. They set off on their bikes with the remaining 190 miles in front of them. But it's clear by the morning of day 12, the bike's performance in the soft snow is getting worse.
We are now cross-country skiing with a very large sledge.
There's 24-hour daylight in Antarctica, so while it might look like it's the middle of the day, it is in fact 8 o'clock at night. They travel for another 2 hours before putting up camp, exhausted, after a leg-breaking 22 miles.
There is no doubt it's got 10 times harder, but I am convinced that it's going to be worth it.
If they're to make the South Pole in 20 days, they need to go faster. So, in an attempt to speed up progress, Helen and Nicholas decide to offload their heavy bikes with the film crew.
I thought we'd use the cross-country skis the least, and we have so far. But I'm genuinely enjoying it. I think it's a change, it's a novelty factor. I'm still getting used to them. I fall over my own feet a lot. But I've started to slide, which is what Nicholas told me to do, because it's energy efficient.
For the next day and a half, kiting conditions are perfect, so they take full advantage. In this time, Helen and Nicholas cover an amazing 78 miles. At the end of day 17, and they're within touching distance of the South Pole.
It has been an adventure in the sense that there's been highs and lows and ups and downs. And I think today I just took a step back and thought, do you know what? I came here to get to the South Pole in one piece. And I don't want to tempt fate, but it looks like that might happen.
Helen and Nicholas pack up the sledges with all their kit for possibly the last time. Only 13 miles lie between them and the South Pole.
Sledge pack! We have a long day ahead of us, probably 8 or 9 hours worth of travelling. But if we get it right and if we get on with it, this is going to be the last day. So I don't want to go, oh, just get it over with. I kind of want to take it in because this is it. You know, this is the last bit. Oh, tune. I've got Elbow singing in my ear. It's looking like a beautiful day. You're not wrong there.
It's looking like a beautiful day.
This is possibly the best adventure of my life, and I'm not sure I'm ready for it to be over. This is so bonkers, isn't it? Welcome to the South Pole. Please follow the green footpath.
They're now on the home straight. Helen's epic 500-mile adventure across the world's most hostile environment is coming to an end. So what better way to finish than how they started, on the bikes.
Should we give it a go?
Let's try.
Come on, the bike!
With half a mile to go, they ditch the sledges and just pedal.
I have to admit that I think it's really cool to arrive at the South Pole on the bike.
I cannot believe that we are at the South Pole. We're at the bottom of the world. I'm so proud of the fact that we made it using all three modes of transport. This might be the proudest day of my life. Thank you so much.
Whoa! No wonder you felt so proud, Helen. That is an incredible achievement.
So here we are at the top spot, and it's another truly epic journey from Helen.
Yes, this time she was attempting to solo kayak down the lengths of the Amazon River. And before we have a look at the film, you voted #1. Let's hear from Helen herself.
Hello! I am so delighted, flattered, and over the moon that my challenges, the Amazon, the Highwire, and the South Pole, have made it to the top 3. That's just the ultimate flattery. So thank you so much. They were wonderful adventures that I will be forever grateful for. The Amazon was an unbelievable experience. Getting to be in South America for that huge period of time on such a wild adventure was just life-changing. The South Pole was the most extreme and intense environment I've ever been in. You know, it was so cold, my hair was freezing, food was solid, it was challenging beyond belief. And the Highwire was the scariest thing I've ever had to do. So thank you for acknowledging them, thank you for enjoying them, thank you for celebrating them, and I look forward to seeing the next batch of Blue Peter epic challenges.
Thank you, Helen. You are honestly a BP legend and you are totally deserving of a top spot in our BP countdown. This is Helen's amazing Amazon adventure.
I'm kayaking the world's biggest river, 2,010 miles down the Amazon, entirely by paddle power, something no woman has ever done before. Up to now, I've been kayaking without stopping, right through the midday heat. But the sweltering temperatures on day 10 make carrying on impossible.
I don't want to stop. I can't fall behind, but I just feel so sick. And every time I lift my paddle out of the water, you know when your whole body retches because you think you're going to throw up?
The heat is making me ill. I have a headache and feel sick. Truthfully, the following morning I don't feel 100%, but I can't go another day without reaching my mileage target. I don't have the time. Before long, the heat becomes unbearable again. For the second day in a row, I come off the water before I do my miles, this time to try to avoid getting sick.
I've got to do this for days and weeks. I've got to do this for over a month. You go back out there, yeah?
My only option is to head back to the shade.
Oh, doo-doo! I really like this shade. I think it's doing a job.
It's only a temporary thing, but my jungle shade means I can keep paddling in the heat and reach my daily mileage. I feel stronger again and the conditions are better. It's cloudy, rainy and much cooler. On day 19, I even get a few fireworks to celebrate the halfway mark of my journey.
That's so nice.
But my halfway day doesn't end as well as it begins.
What a massive ship.
Just hours after the celebrations, I start to feel ill. The water is choppy, my stomach is churning. I might be on a river, but I'm feeling seasick. Dr. Lucy brings me onto the safety boat.
You could hopefully come in now, get some rest, have something to eat, and feel back on form tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
The next morning, I am feeling better.
Day 20 is going okay.
Conditions on the river are getting worse though. The afternoon storms are getting bigger and with them, the waves choppier.
It's like someone's turned the tap on. More than 70 miles. I'm happy.
Back in my kayak and the mighty Amazon is about to get a lot mightier.
Well, it definitely looks darker ahead.
The Amazon has over 1,000 feeder rivers or tributaries. The biggest is the Rio Negro, and the point where it joins the Amazon is an incredible sight. The Negro is darker in colour, its water thicker, warmer and slower than the Amazon itself. As a result, the two rivers run side by side without mixing properly for nearly 10 miles.
What? This is so weird. It's sort of all swirly and bubbly almost.
The next day,
Ciao!
with 500 miles left to do, I need to knuckle down.
55.5. 49.5. That is amazing. 62.7. 57 and a very sore bottom. That's 50 miles. Come on, team! I got to the finish line because I knew there were people that believed in me. I put in a little bit of faith in someone. You've helped make this happen. Thank you.
I loved that Waxy, but I want more, Blue Peter.
Then all you have to do is download the free and incredible BBC iPlayer app onto your phone and you can watch it again and again and again and again and again.